We are talking today about construction loans and how they can help you get into a brand new home. That's up next. Hi, I'm Michelle, back with Bryan Smith of Guild Mortgage. Thanks again for being on the channel.
Thanks for having me.
We always love having you. Absolutely. You're so full of information. And today we're talking about something super, super fun. And it could be something that you've never even heard of. So if you're out there watching all the channels and you love all of these brand new homes that people are building, and you always say to yourself, how are they doing that? How does that work? How are they financing that? Are they always paying cash? No, they are not. So there is a loan called a construction loan that will allow you to build a brand new home on your own, like a custom home, versus going through maybe a builder, like a national builder that you know that are in your community. And Ryan is going to explain to us exactly how these work today. So let's first break down what a construction loan is.
Thanks again for having me.
Of course.
Yeah, a construction loan is exactly what it says. It's financing the building of a home. So there are a couple different ways to buy a home, as you know. When you buy an existing home, that's called a turnkey situation. You write an offer, you close, they give you the keys to that home. When you build a home, there are a couple different ways that you can finance that home. One is the builder can finance it, in which you still buy it at the end in the same way, also called turnkey. You're building the home that you want, but they're financing it, so you're just bringing the money with a loan at the end when the home is completed.
Okay.
The other way is to do a construction loan, which is where you as the consumer take out a loan and you finance the entire build.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so then the second way is?
Yeah, construction financing, which means you as a buyer are financing the building of that home from start to finish. You're making payments throughout the build, and the financing of that build with the builder is in your name. So a little bit more control, you can customize the home a little bit more, and more than anything, you're in control of the entire process as a consumer. The nice thing about a construction loan is that you can finance the construction of a stick-built home, a traditional build. You can finance a modular home, and you can also finance a manufactured home.
Okay.
And so really how you get to these different options is dependent upon if you own the land, if a builder owns the land, if you're buying land that no one owns and you are gonna hire a builder to build that home. Some of it depends on what the builder wants. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the builders, like some of the major, larger builders, they like to control the financing so that you buy it as a consumer the same way you would buy many existing homes.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, so a custom build where you want to build a home spec'd out to exactly the way that you want it is always done through a construction loan.
Okay, so then you said a moment ago, you make the payments as you go along. So for someone that's new to this idea, how does that work? So they would apply for the loan, and then how does that work from there?
Yeah, so you'd be pre-approved just like you would for any other mortgage. We'd figure out what your budget is, and then you would work with a builder to come up with plans and specs for the house, which then gets sent out for bids. Mm-hmm. So now we know how much the house cost. When you close on a construction loan, your construction loan is based on the cost of the build on the land that you want to buy or maybe already own, okay? Mm-hmm. And throughout the build, there are what's called draws. And draws are where you are pulling money off of the line of credit that's created when you start the construction loan.
I think that's it right there. It's a line of credit, essentially.
It's a line of credit to build a home based on the value that was derived from the budget that your builder came up with. And the draws, there's usually 4 to 6 draws throughout a construction period. That is money taken off the line of credit to pay for the build of the home as you go along. So the payments that you're making on a construction loan are progressive. They'll start out with very small, based on what you pulled off of the line of credit to maybe buy the land and to put the foundation in, or to put the initial framing up. Then as they start hiring other contractors to build the walls and to put the roof on and to do things, then they'll draw more money off that line of credit and so on and so forth. So when you get to the end of the line of credit, the home is usually completed at that point. And so your monthly payments throughout the construction loan are based on the interest only of what the balance is that month.
Okay.
So in the first home of building a home, let's say you have a $100,000 line of credit, and the foundation and the initial construction is going to cost you, another $75,000. That's more than what it would be, but you would have interest-only payments that month on $175,000. And as you go along, as money is drawn off there, the payment is calculated on what is owed that month. Okay, so it's very flexible. And it's, again, you as a consumer have a lot of control in what goes into that home. When you go to a builder that is handling the financing, they're gonna let you pick out probably the floor plan and the colors and maybe the countertops and the flooring, but you're not making major changes to the design of the home. They have packages, which there's a great market for that. It's an excellent product. This is where you really are picking out every light switch and every light that goes into the home and so on,
Literally, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And a lot of people like that. Some people really like the idea of going with a new build development type company where you're going in and you are picking the packages. It makes it simple. But then there are those that really like to come in and say, I want to custom design my entire dream home. And this is the type of loan that would work for that.
Absolutely, yeah. Construction financing. So again, just to reiterate, there are several ways you can buy a new home, brand new home. Number one is a construction loan, like we're talking about here. And number two is turnkey financing, which is where the builder finances the home you want, and then you buy it at the end when it's done. Very similar to if you buy an existing home. Usually when you do turnkey financing where they're gonna build the home you want, that requires some upfront deposits because they're gonna put things in that home that you wanted. So they take a little deposit in order to do that.
Right, like a good faith that you're actually going to continue through the process.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's very informative. I think that's something that a lot of people really aren't aware of, and they think, I'd love to build my own home, but how do you even go about it? And that's really how it works. And Ryan and his team, as you can see, are full of great knowledge when it comes to this and can step you through from hello to here's your new key.
Yeah, really, we're going to start out with a pre-approval the same way we would if you are going to buy an existing home, or maybe you don't know whether you want to buy or build. And one of the things that we will walk you through is that an option for you? Is that the right fit for you based on your finances and your credit? And so we'll take you through that process, and if construction is the route you want to go, we can help you with that. Many people are very confused by how does it work and how do I qualify? The qualifications are very similar to most mortgages, so it can seem intimidating, but we'll try to take the mystery out of it and help subside the fear a little bit. But the minimum down payment for a construction loan is 5%. Of course, you can put more than that down, and that's encouraged if you have the ability to do that. But the minimum down for our construction project or program is 5% down, which, that's very similar to some first-time home buyer loans. So you can be a first-time home buyer and build a home. Obviously, we have to make sure that it meets the budget, right? I would say that most people that build homes are probably not first-time home buyers, but it doesn't mean that you can't.
Correct.
I'm actually helping a young couple right now. It's the first home they'll ever own, and they're building it. And we make that a reality by just kind of educating them throughout the process that this is something you can do if you'd like to do it.
And that's really the point. It's all about understanding and learning how it all works. And that's what we're here for, whether you're talking about mortgages or real estate, buying, selling, investing, whatever the idea is. That's what we want to do. We want to talk to you about your questions and how we can step you through the process. So again, as always, thank you.
My pleasure.
Super to have you. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to either one of us. All of our contact information is below. And if you've not subscribed, please do so. We have great videos every week, sometimes more than once a week, right here on Living a Midwest Life. We'll see you next time.